I think we can all agree that budget smartphones are really boring these days. The best the budget segment has to offer is the Redmi 12 and the Moto G34, and that's about it. But what if I tell you that for some $180 or 15,000 rupees, this phone, the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus, offers an almost mid-range experience. It has a curved AMOLED display, a nice vegan leather back finish, and 100 megapixel camera, all packed at an affordable price. To be fair, this is not a 5G phone, but if you're someone who does not care about that and if 4G speeds are enough for you, this phone actually ticks a lot of boxes. Let me explain one by one. Okay, first let me go through what all you get inside the box. There are all the necessary stuff: a phone case, SIM card ejector, a nice curved screen protector, a 33-watt charger, and we also have a USB-C earphone here. Of course, this phone does not have a headphone jack, so Type-C earphones make sense. Okay, I am going to begin with what I love the most about this guy. Its design. Tecno has provided a vegan leather finish on the rear side, which feels nice, like really nice. I love this color option as well, but if you don't prefer this color, there are other options available too, which come with a glass back. Talking about the design, it's surprising how thin this phone is and how Tecno has been able to fit in a 5000 mAh battery here. The frames here are plastic, but it looks and feels very seamless. Also, look at the bezels here. They are almost non-existent, and the little tiny punch hole on the top just makes the display look very minimal. It's a curved display, as you can see. It comes with a 6.78 inches AMOLED panel that has a 120Hz refresh rate, Full HD Plus resolution, and 1920Hz PWM dimming. Tecno has not mentioned the type of display protection here, nor any sort of TUV Rainland certification, but since this is a budget phone, I will let that slide. Surprisingly, the display quality here is good for the price. Of course, it's not as contrast-rich or vibrant as what you get in, say, premium mid-range AMOLED displays, but the color reproduction and contrast are decent, actually much better than the IPS panels we get in a similar price range. The 120Hz refresh rate also seems to be optimized decently here. I did not face much stutters here, and the auto refresh rate switches the refresh rate from 60 to 120Hz pretty seamlessly most of the time. I do have to tell you that one or two times the phone would simply run at 60Hz even with the auto refresh rate option turned on, but then it went back to running normally when restarted, so that was a little bitter experience I had like one or two times while using this phone. Tecno also claims that it has 1000 nits of peak brightness as well, which of course only comes into play while watching HDR content, but the phone is bright enough outdoors, so no complaints. Also, you get an in-display fingerprint sensor here, which is fast enough, so overall I am quite happy about the display on this phone. And despite being a curved panel, I did not experience a lot of accidental touches here. As expected, you do not get HDR playback support on Netflix and YouTube here, but it should not be much of an issue for a budget phone, right? Likewise, you also get a dual stereo speaker setup here, which is just decent, nothing extraordinary. It is loud enough, but certainly not 400% loud as claimed on the official site, and the output actually is only decent. Okay, so what about the performance then? Under the hood, the Spark 20 Pro Plus packs a 6nm fabbed Helio G99 Ultimate processor. I'm a bit confused with the Ultimate moniker, as the official site does not mention an increase of CPU or GPU clock speeds. But anyway, we know that the Helio G99 is a tried and tested chipset, and for a budget price, it's a good performer. When it comes to gaming, you can play popular titles like PUBG and Call of Duty at a stable 40 FPS frame rate. On a high FPS game like Mech Arena, it managed to provide 60 FPS gameplay and 30 FPS output on Genshin Impact, of course on low settings, and despite being a slim phone, it does not overheat, so that was impressive. And besides gaming, running day-to-day chores on this guy seems as okay as it should be. It's not super fluid fast, but it caters well for a moderate user with a bit of social media usage, light gaming, and multitasking with 3 to 4 apps at once. Alright, so with brands like Tecno and Infinix, the most concerns I had previously was on the software front. These brands were known to have sluggish, bloatware-ridden software which did not provide a much refined experience. But the iOS 14 here is actually quite nice. First of all, it comes with Android 14, which is somewhat of a slap on Redmi's face since their premium phones don't come with Android 14 out of the box. Secondly, I am impressed that there isn't much bloatware to complain about here, which is really impressive for a budget Tecno phone. On top of that, you also get a bit of customization options here, and there are no ads anywhere. It also has this feature where it mimics the dynamic island notification from the iPhone. It's visible while plugging in the charger, a low battery reminder, charge completion reminder, and so on. But still, here and there are some things that are not refined in the UI, at least not as well as Samsung or even Redmi. Having said that, I do think that this is a good start, and if Tecno keeps improving, the future looks good for them. However, I don't have much information on how many years of software updates this phone will receive though. Alright, so it's time to talk about the cameras. You get a triple camera setup here, technically, but I'll rule out the two from here, the two useless 0.08 megapixel auxiliary lenses. So the only one that remains is the 108 megapixel primary camera, from which the daylight images look something like this. As you can see, the 108 megapixel camera captures good images under good lighting conditions. The details are nice here and the images look sharp. But the HDR processing can be weak in some conditions, and I also feel the colors are quite on the muted side. It's no issue if you actually prefer natural light colors, but if you like a vibrant output, you might want to edit the pictures a little bit. There is an AI mode here though that claims to do color enhancements, but I couldn't find any noticeable difference. The 108 megapixel camera is also capable of 3x in sensor zoom too, but the output is just okay-ish and nothing special. When the sun goes down, the phone is not able to manage details properly, but I found that the dedicated night mode does a great job at controlling exposure and sharpening the photos a little bit. Coming to the portraits, the Spark 20 Pro Plus clicks inconsistent pictures. You get a slight pinkish tone with a lot of beautification, and you need really good lighting to get usable shots. Selfies are also on a bit over sharpened side, but it does not look so bad. It clicks decent selfies for the price, I must say. In terms of videos, it can shoot at up to 2K 30 FPS from both cameras. There is no OIS here, but you do get EIS with 1080p 30 FPS recording. At 2K resolution, the quality of the videos is not bad, but there is no stabilization. Even the 1080p videos are not that stable, so videography side of things are just okay in here. Okay, moving on, as I mentioned before, you get a typical 5000 mAh cell here, which lasts for more than a day on normal usage. Even with some gaming here and there, it provided me like 8 hours of screen on time. The 33-watt charger that comes inside the box tops it up in 1 hour and 25 minutes approximately. So overall, I am honestly surprised by the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus. I did think that the specs were just too good to be true, and I was expecting this phone to let me down in one aspect or the other, but no, it actually is a really good offering for the price. Tecno has definitely risen the bar for how good a budget phone can be in 2024. Of course, the cameras and the software need further refinement, but that's not something a brand can achieve in a day, so I will give Tecno the benefit of doubt. So overall, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you absolutely do not need 5G speeds, the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus will give you a good experience at a budget price. So everybody, that was all for my unboxing and quick review of the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus. Do let me know in the comments what you think about this device, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Saying this, I'm Pratima, and I will see you in my next video.